Rain again today. There's no better time to stay inside and play with your trains. Hello everyone, today we're working on this DD40AX. It's a Bachmann, and the first thing I'm gonna work on actually is the box. I find the box to be just a little dirty for my taste. So what I do for that is I'll use car wax. You can use anything, turtle wax. This is the cheap wax you get from the Walmart anywhere. Picked this up at the train show a couple of weeks ago, and it says new and noisy motor. It's obviously not new, and I thought the motor wasn't really that noisy. So I'm going to remove these tags as I clean the rest of the box. So the wax, it cleans, and it also removes the glue from the labels. You take your microfiber towel and you wipe the whole thing down. And that's going to make it shine. Whenever I'm not running my trains, I have to admit they are in their boxes, and it's really nice to have the case to display them. Hey, while we're on the subject of boxes, this is an old Lionel freight car, but I just happen to really like it. It goes well with my Penn Central stuff. And all my Penn Central stuff has horn hook couplers. But the plastic part here is gone, so I want to replace that. If you have food containers like that, don't throw them out. They have a million uses. What I do, I just cut around the flat section, and I keep the flat section for that. Now to remove this label, I do that with the car wax. That's a little bit of a chore, but I can do it. Then cut it down to size with your scissors. Now it looks good again in its box. I'm really pleased with that. Okay, enough of doing 8 projects at once there. Let's get busy on this one. So this is the DCC on board version, which is really nice. I tested it really quickly on the bench there on DC, and it ran great. Some of the stanchions were out of place a couple of weeks ago. I straightened that out right away, and now I have to say it's a really good looking locomotive. Couplers are there, all of the handrails are there, although they could use a little paint. I'm not going to worry too much about that now. Of course, you guys know on the real engine, the second section here is empty. You can see through it. They basically stuck 2 SD45s together end to end here. And they made a super long locomotive, which I guess Union Pacific needed. And they put, this is the first use of the wide cap, and they put that there. Very nice. This has a little flashing light on the top, which is most enjoyable. Both couplers are there. It does not look dirty other than the case, the horns there, everything's there. It looks mint, so I might not have to do a lot to this. Let's go see how it runs on the track. Okay, I had an engine from that generation, Bachmann DCC on board, an RS3, and it just stopped working. Completely dead in the water. It wouldn't work on DC, wouldn't work on DCC. Nothing was happening. So what I ended up doing, I removed the shell and I wiggled the board just a little bit. It had lost contact with the track. So it started working right away, and it's been working ever since. So I think these are pretty good. I'm going to just increase the power very slowly. So that's reverse. And that's forward. Honestly, it is pretty noisy. So that is pretty noisy. I'm gonna see if by removing the shell I can see what's causing the issue. And also you can see as it goes into the curve, it gets bent out of shape pretty bad. And that is a 19-inch curve, so I don't know if it can take the 18-inch curves. That is a good question. I really like this blinking light. I think it's really neat. I had the SD40-2 when I was about 16, and I had lots of fun, hours of fun with that engine. These Bachmann engines, I don't think the shell removal is meant to be hard on these. I just wedged my screwdriver under there and I kept pulling very gently. I'm just pulling very gently. This is not an easy to find model and kind of expensive. Bachmann, they have upped the quality quite a bit, but there's a price to pay for that. And us as a consumer, we're more demanding, but we have to open up the purses there a little bit more. So when they keep wiggling that over for a little bit, I'm gonna be honest, kind of suits me to remove the shell so I can wash it and get some of this dust out. You can see there's a little separately applied handrail there. This is beautiful. I did not expect that type of detail from Bachmann. They have done a good job on this. You can see the front headlight there, and the little beacon, and all the big circuit board. That's one advantage. There's plenty of room to get stuff done under here. And then the two motors, which are CAN motor. And on the bench, it was very quiet on the bench. So I don't know. I still like this engine, noisy or not. You can tell by the arrow which way the circuit board goes. That's kind of cool. I like looking inside my engines. So I have to go put it back on the track just to see if I can see what's shaking and making this noise. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Somebody bought this and they returned it to the store. They weren't completely happy. But all it is this first motor here, it's shaking. I've had this before. I had a Kato P42 that was shaking like that. All I did was I put a piece of electrical tape to hold down the engine cradle, and that was that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get some electrical tape, and I'm just going to wedge it in there, and that should solve that problem. So I cut down a piece of electrical tape. I'm just going to wedge it in there. There's no guarantee that it's going to work, but maybe, what if? So I'm probably going to put one on the top and the bottom, and we'll see how that goes. Here we go. It's a miracle. I'm sure glad I picked this up at the train show. That is an awesome runner. All right, let's test it out on the DCC. I like to do the initial programming. I like to go on the program track because it just tells me what it was programmed as before. It displays it for me. So manufacturer 101, I can Google that and find out. The code version 46, so now I can get instructions from that. Set up short address, let's do it. 003 is perfect. We'll activate that. Long address has to be programmed. 6932. Fit this address, yes. And then everything else we'll just skip for now. Just skip that. And then escape that. And then select loco. Oh, I'm on there already, perfect. Let's see if it moves forward. Moves forward, nice and quiet. Headlight, perfect. Lots of fun. So this appears to be a good puller. I mean, that's what it was built for. To be heavy and big and long and to pull long trains. So especially with two motors like that, should be an amazing puller. I've been running it on DCC for a while now. I don't see any problems. Really satisfied with the performance. So I'm pretty confident in my repair. I'll be putting the shell back on in no time. I'm gonna change that Penn Central caboose for a UP caboose though. While I have the shell in my hands there, I'm gonna touch up those safety rails. So I'm using the dollar store paint with a dollar store brush. And that's it. Now I can reunite the shell with its drive. And then I take my time for this because I made it just a little bit wider with my tape. So I have to take extra time for that. Also have to be sure and line up that beacon properly. I have to say it's a very nice looking engine. I really do appreciate all the extra details they put on there. That is cool. I do like the separately applied handrails here. They look like metal to boot. So now that that's done, and now it's time to run some trains. Of course, DCC no sound is fine, but if you make a nice consist with a locomotive that has DCC and sound, then your whole consist has DCC and sound. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I certainly had fun making it for you. See you soon.